feel like this really helps, especially if you do have a budget and you do have a limit and you don't have limitless money to spend, even though we all wish that we did, right? Everyone, Saki here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys all about how to have a successful shopping trip. Now, if you watched my last video, which was all about all of my fears while luxury shopping, I mentioned to you guys a lot of different things that I was actually afraid of while luxury shopping. So in today's video, I kind of wanted to do the opposite of that and actually tell you guys how to have a great and successful shopping experience. So if you'd like to hear my thoughts, please continue to watch, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It would really help me out. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I do upload videos just like this every single week. Alright, let's get started. So kind of my reasoning behind this video is actually that I am going on a little trip soon in which I do want to do some luxury shopping, but the thing is I don't have that much time, and it usually kind of goes like this for me when I am on trips because I never ever have a lot of time, and I really need to plan things out ahead of time. And I really hope that you guys find this useful as well if you do like to go on trips and also shop while you're on them. The main two things that I really hate when going on trips and luxury shopping is, one, spending too much. It's just never a good thing, and I always come home like more stressed than I am happy. And two, I actually don't like the opposite either. I hate coming home empty-handed because I feel like I've kind of failed or something, and I also don't have anything to remember my trip by. So I feel like it's kind of bad at either end of the spectrum. So all of these tips are geared to help you find the perfect balance of shopping, to not spend too much and not come home empty-handed as well. So first and foremost, the very first thing that we have to do is come up with a budget. I know this is the worst. I know you probably want to think about the money afterwards, but in fact it is probably better to think about the money beforehand so you know exactly how much you have to shop and to spend. Now, I usually have a continual savings kind of thing going on where every single paycheck I do move money to my savings. So I'm always actively saving money. However, maybe a month or two before a luxury shopping trip, if I know about it in advance, I actually like to put a little bit more towards my savings instead of what I usually do, just so that when I'm looking at my bank account before I go, I do have a little bit more money. If you're more interested in the ways that I make money and how I afford luxury, I also have a video that you can check out where I talk to you guys all about money and how I afford to buy luxury. I will link that for you if you want to go have a look at that, but that's more long-term stuff. I'm literally just talking about just putting a little bit more money into my savings right before I go, so I have a bigger pool of money to grab from, I guess. And the second thing that you want to have to remember is to have a limit. Now, this is very important. I feel like because it's very easy to get carried away, especially if you're on vacation, you're happy, you're shopping, you want to spend a ton of money, but if you have a limit, something that you will definitely not go over, it is a lifesaver sometimes, especially if you don't want to come home with that regret feeling that oh man, I spent too much, and you kind of feel sick. I just like to avoid that completely by coming up with a limit for myself. So that being said, how do you decide when shopping what things to buy? Now, I actually come up with a wish list ahead of time. So I like to do my research on what is kind of out there right now. So I watch a lot of luxury haul videos or luxury shopping videos a little bit before I go, just to see what's in boutique right now. Now, some people may not like to do this because they want to be surprised when they go to the boutique. However, I don't like to make impulse purchases. I just feel like it's never worked out for me, so I always have to do research beforehand, and I feel like coming up with a good solid wish list is the best way to go about it. Now, I like to do my wish list actually very small and very realistic. I almost never ever buy a bag when I'm on a trip because that is just too big of a purchase and a decision for me to make, and I need to research the crap out of bags before I buy them. So unless it's a bag that I've been looking for a long time or that I've done a ton of research on, I just won't do it. So my wish list is actually always just really small pieces, small leather goods or sometimes jewelry if I'm feeling like it, but they're always very small. So I will actually share a couple of things that's on my wish list right now for my shopping trip, and that is going to be the Dior Tribale earrings. I love these earrings so much, and they are a classic to the fashion house, so I do feel like they are in stock constantly, and I would love to have one. They've actually been on my wish list several times, but things have kind of always bumped up ahead of it, but but I think this time I definitely want to buy these earrings. And what I also like about having like smaller things on your wish list is that you can buy like a lot more pieces, especially if your limit isn't like crazy high. Another thing that's actually on my wish list right now is actually a new pair of shoes. I know I keep saying I'm not a shoe person, but I keep buying shoes anyway. But I do really want to take a look at Chanel and a couple of their shoes because our shoe section here is very small, so I kind of really want another classic pair of shoes, like maybe the slingbacks or something, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of like up in the air and open with that one, but I do definitely know that I am actively looking for a pair of shoes. So yeah, it's just things like that that you want to put on your wish list. I mean, if you are a bag person and you know that there's like a specific bag in a store, like if you don't have Louis Vuitton where you live and you want to travel to Louis Vuitton, I mean, that's totally different. But for me personally, this is just, you know, how I form my wish list. So yeah, if you do have a wish list and have a set idea of the items that you have in mind while you're shopping, I feel like this really helps, especially if you do have a budget and you do have a limit and you don't have limitless money to spend, even though we all wish that we did, right? Also, I feel like why the wish list is so great is because if you are shopping and you do find yourself in that position where you're like trying to justify buying an item when you know that it's not like 100% for you, I think having a set wish list or like a set criteria in mind really does help you to not make those mistakes and not over justify your purchases, which could lead to regret in the future. So you have your budget, you have your limit, and you have your wish list. Now, I also like to set one thing as a wild card. So I realize I'm the type of person to be like, if I find something that I'm 100% in love with that checks all of my boxes when it comes to a handbag, it's really hard for me to resist. So I always say that I allow myself one wild card item. Now, the wild card item has to be something that is like insane, that is amazing, that's the most perfect thing of life. It seriously has to be amazing. For me to buy a bag impulsively, it really does have to be like a unicorn. So either, like I said before, something that I've been hunting for a really long time that I've never seen in store or secondhand, I would totally consider that like a unicorn bag. Or if it's something where it's like a perfect bag for me, like my perfect bag would be like a top handle, pink, grained leather, gold hardware, crossbody, something like that. If I just found like some limited edition thing that checks all of those boxes and that I know for a fact that will work for me, I would consider that a wild card item. Now, I don't know if that tip could apply for everyone, but I do know that it helps me a lot to feel a little bit better if I do find something super rare, even if it goes over my limit or my budget or whatever. Like sometimes you just gotta buy that unicorn if you find it, because you never know when you're gonna find it again. So I don't know if that's bad and if that totally throws the other like 4 rules out the window, but yeah, I always allow myself like one unicorn or one wild card piece. The next thing that I want to talk about to have a successful shopping trip is actually a tip for you guys if you are like me traveling and going shopping, and that is to bring an extra bag with you. So this is my go-to extra bag. It is really big. However, it can fold up into a really compact shape. Now, I actually usually just bring my Neverfull MM while traveling, especially domestically. I like to just have one bag. I know that's kind of crazy to some people, but I do just like to travel with one bag. But then I like to throw this bag in there because it doesn't really take up that much space, and if I need to, and if I like, you know, happen to buy a wild card item or whatever, I can just unfold it and put my item in here. Now, I got this actually just from Target. I will try to link it for you if I can find it, or I will try to find similar items like on Amazon or something. But yeah, this is super handy. Another thing that I can also do with this is actually throw my Neverfull in here, and because this bag is a little bit bigger than my Neverfull, there's always like a little section or a little bit more space inside for me to put the items that I've shopped. And plus there's also a zipper, so it is a little bit more secure so my items won't fall out on the plane. So yeah, I definitely love to bring an extra bag like this, and I would say bring something like this that's lightweight and foldable, that's also big and can expand a lot, because it will come in handy for your shopping trips if you buy a lot of stuff. Alright, that was all for my tips. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know down below if you have any other tips for a successful shopping trip. I would really love to know. And don't forget, if you haven't watched my video all about my luxury fears while shopping, please check it out, because there are a couple of things that I mentioned in there that might help you out if you are also planning on a little luxury shopping. And also, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. It would really help me out so I know which videos you guys like better and which ones I should make more of. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do upload videos every single week. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!